So as you can see, my coffee table is kind of a mess, but that's precisely why we're here. Say hi. No, that's all you're getting. Hi, hon. You gonna hang out? Oh, okay. She wants to hang out with us. If you'd like to make a spellbook with me, or you'd like to see how I'm making my autumnal themed spellbook, stick around and let's get to it. So I have a table full of bookbinding stuff. I need to make some decisions, and I'm actually really excited about this particular book. So as you can see, my printer is kaput, but it's not kaput, it's just leaking light magenta ink all over all the pages. And so I had to sit down and discover within myself if I was okay with that or not. And I think I am. I think I'm gonna go with it because the book that I'm making is fall themed, and I'm making, it's sort of a hybrid junk journal grimoire. And I'm taking all my spells that are sort of autumn themed or autumn related in some way that I would use in the autumn, and I'm putting it in a junk journal style book as a grimoire or a spell book. It's actually, I want to call it my spell book. I know lots of people have their grimoires as their spell book, but I am making a distinction here because what I want to do is have just seasonal books of spells, but then I want an overarching grimoire which houses basically like philosophy. So that's how I'm breaking this up. And I'm using a hybrid of my own creativity, but also help within Canva, and also, well, I suppose that's it within Canva. I am dyeing more paper. This is onion skin, and I spent tea bags in here. This is the last page that I did. It's pretty light. It's gonna look something like this. A little bit of yellow on this side from the onion skins, and the rest is from the other tea bags. I really love the overall look of a uniform like font. That kind of gives the book a specific feel. I really love the sort of elaborate cursive handwriting that I cannot do. So I just put everything in the same font across the board for titles and stuff so that I can evoke what I want to evoke from my books. Having said that, let's get to it, man. Let me show you what I have. This is some of the ephemera I already cut out and put together. And I'll probably use this in the book too, this actual little sleeve. But for now, it's just holding everything that's small, the small pieces. So here are some tags that I printed out and put a backing on so that I can write on them. I need to back some of these still, but I got to figure out what I want to do with them because some of these might just be decorations on the cover or the back of the book too. I haven't decided which I'm going to use for what yet. But here's a little fox in the woods. So here's a little envelope that I need to glue down on a page. This is like a label. Here's some more pieces. This little squirrel, of course I'm going to use that. I put just some cream colored lined paper on the back of this one. This doesn't have anything yet because I may use it on the front. I'm not sure yet. I sewed some of these, so some of these edges are sewn for the tags. This particular little envelope I sewed up too. This is just glued. It's construction paper. More lined cream paper, and then brown like paper bag paper or packing paper, I guess. So these are pages that I've dyed over the last couple years, and these are pages that I printed out from the Ephemera packet, which I really, really love the colors for fall. Here's like a little marigold that I already backed with some, it's actually gray lined paper. And it works really nicely with these birch trees over here. Sorry, there. This is really cool. This is teabag paper or fabric, whatever you want to call it. You basically use a thin layer of glue and tea bags, used tea bags, and it creates a really neat little fabric or paper that you can use. So I really like that in here for the color scheme. This is more of the printed paper, and I'm probably gonna, with pages like this, I will use, you know, a little pocket or something on here to, I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet, but here's some more dyed paper that I made. And this is another paper that came in the Ephemera pack. More dyed paper. So, well, you can kind of, you get the theme, the gist of this. So this is one signature, and a signature, in case of anyone who doesn't know, a signature is like a section of a book. So this will be bound together, and then these will be the pages of one section of the book. So a lot of these pages that I'm going to be working with, if you're interested in them, are in my Etsy shop or Patreon shop. So if you wanted to purchase any, feel free. I'll leave links. I'll also leave links for the art, the ephemera that I purchased. So in case you want to use the same pack, then you can purchase that. There's no affiliate links or anything. This is just my own interest in creation. Okay, so I printed some pages, and I don't mind this, I guess. I did start coloring in. My printer is whatever. I can't use it anymore, so I gotta figure out something else. But I did print these pages, which worked okay, and I'm just gonna go in and sort of touch up some of the images. I already did this one right here. But there are a couple of other apples that need some love and attention. So I'm picking out, this is Crimson Red, it's a Prismacolor, dark brown, mulberry, Tuscan Red, and dark green. Brown for the stem. Okay, so anyway, I got my apples colored in, and then I've got my beast treats, which is a recipe for, I mean, it's a dog treat recipe, but really like the ingredients in them could go for rodents too. So if you have like mice or rats, squirrels, they would all love them too. I gotta darken in the little biscuit that's up here though. Just going to put them together. So there's extra pages. Gargoyle, spell, and then beast treats and chocolate almond dip. here. So I still have a few things that I want to print out for this spell book. And I've got to figure out what I'm going to do now because I don't have a printer that's going to work. So now we're going to start prepping the cover for this book. And what I'm going to do is cut out the actual book portion of this. There we go. You're not making it easy, book. Chelsea. Chelsea, bang, bang. There we go. I think we got it now. There we go. Okay. So, that took a little bit of finagling. All right. So now we have the center part of the book. And we can use that for later for either decoration or scrap paper. And we now have the cover, which I did slice through, which is a shame. Maybe we can glue that. We'll glue that back together. What I'm gonna do is put some fabric in the spine anyway, so it'll be fine. I think it's just gonna be this anyway, so we're gonna glue that down. I'm just gonna cut this the length I want, and I'm gonna do it just right short of the length of the book, so that the ends don't peek out. That should work. I'm just gonna seal up that slit I made too so that it doesn't come apart. It'll be as good as new. Okay. So we're just gonna press the fabric into the creases of the spine here. And then glue the flaps down with a little bit of give. I made a couple like junk journal books a couple of years ago as gifts as I was trying out this particular craft, and it was really fun. I really enjoyed making them, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I've been a little too I don't know, I didn't want to screw it up, and I finally just got to a point where I was just like, you know what, we're just gonna go for it because it's gonna be screwed up. Like, I just made a slit. I screwed up already, and it's fine. It'll be fine. Some of my spell pages didn't print properly, and it actually added to it. So, you know, it's fine. Everything's fine. It's good. Okay, so, why are you? There we go. Do some more right on the edges. Okay, so while that's drying, we're gonna paint some pages, some white parts, because I don't like having, yeah, there we go. The slit is very, the least bit noticeable, just slightly. I love this color. It's one of my favorite colors, this sort of like rusty, deep orange color. It doesn't look very rusty on the camera, but in real life it's a tiny bit rustier. Looks a little tiny bit brighter on the camera, but okay, that's gonna dry. So let me show you. Oh, hello. Is everything okay over here, Kendall? Let me show you what I've got here. I'm staying away from white for the most part because I want the browns, beiges, and darker autumn colors to be the most prominent, and white is just a little too bright for this. I'm just going in here and putting a dab of color to cover that up. And it doesn't really have to be perfect because the theme of this particular journal is pretty, you know, tattered. So it doesn't have to be perfect lines. I love kind of that shredded autumn leaf look. All right, great. What are you doing, babies? Yes, you took over the couch. Both of you did together. Okay, it is the next day. So I cut a piece of cardboard that is the width of the spine right here, so that I could make some holes in it that were even, so that I got it right. So I'm gonna do that right now. I gotta figure out what an evenly spaced 4 holes looks like in this. So I'm just gonna take my awl and make a hole. Okay, 1 hole, 2, 3. So that's about even, if you can see. I'm going to stick this in. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do exactly the same thing that I did for this strip, but within the book. So I'm just going to take my awl, go in the first hole, and make a hole. There we go. 4th hole. Actually, maybe I should have dotted it. That's what I should have done with a pen. Screw it. We're not even going to use that. There we go. Four holes. And then we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. And I'm just going to, actually, no, we can do it this way. One. Two. 3. 4. Okay, you know what? Freehanding it, much better. So we have our holes. Let me see if I can get. And this particular method I got from Elderberry Sprout. She did a removable signature. It was exactly what I was looking for, because I was trying to figure out how to make a book with removable signatures, and then like a couple months later, she did a little tutorial and I was like, great! So I'm using her method and I'll leave the link below for you. Okay, so now that we have that done, we're gonna thread this and I'm gonna use black. This is waxed thread, waxed linen. I don't know, I think it's linen, not cotton. And what we're gonna do is thread it through these holes. So we're gonna have strands going up and down like this. Okay, so I'm gonna take this waxed string, thread it through my needle, hopefully. Hold on. Try that. Sometimes threading needles when the string or thread is thick, you can flatten the end to get it. Sorry, you can flatten the end to get it to go in. I'm trying. So and what I'm doing is I've flattened the edge of the string, and I'm just going to put a little wax so it doesn't continue to fray and give me issues going through the eye of the needle. So we have a little wax here. See how this goes. I don't know if you can see it. But now I'm gonna try and thread this through. Should work. Okay, great. Great. So what we're gonna start with is going in through the back. From the second hole in. There we go. And then we're gonna go, so I'm gonna go straight up to the second hole up here, pull it through. This is not easy because this thread is actually very thick. Okay. Okay, there we go. Then I'm going to go back in. So we're going to the second hole. And then we're going to flip it over and go back down. So we're doing the inner two holes first. And then back in. So this would technically be like the third hole over. Just loosen up the string so you have enough. Okay, and then back, and then we're going to go flip this over, go in on the fourth hole right here. And I still have to work with the strings. So So just kind of pull as you go, and then you're gonna go out the top hole, the fourth hole at the top. Okay. And then I'm gonna go all the way across so that this looks like one thread across the top and the bottom. So we're gonna go all the way across and go in to the very first hole. Let's see if you can see it. So that it creates a bridge over all of the other holes. There. So it looks kind of like one loop instead. Then we flip it over, bring this back down. So this feels a little loose. I want this tighter, so oh, actually I can, yeah, okay. And then we're gonna go, so now we're at the first hole. We're going back down to the first here and out through the back. So now we've got 4 strings in here, which will hold 4 signatures. And I'm gonna come over the back, do the same thing. Actually, what I'm gonna do first is knot this on the outside. Here, so that it's knotted. And then I'm gonna go back in to the first hole to bridge, make the little bridge on this side. And then you can just cut this off. Actually, let me think about that. Actually, what I think I want to do is I'm going to cut this off. Yeah, I'm going to take the needle off this, and then I'm going to flatten this and weave it back through that hole. Okay, there we go, got it. So then I'm just going to take it back in through this hole that it's coming out of, just to secure it better. There we go. So now we have both ends on this side, right here, and we can tie it. I'm gonna leave these hanging for now. I don't know, maybe there's a use for them, like a bookmark type situation. I haven't decided. So what I'm gonna do now is just, maybe I'll wax these edges here that are fraying with this fabric. I'm not a huge fan of this fraying stuff, so I'm gonna cut off the frays. I might just use glue instead. So I'm just taking a tiny bit of glue and covering the edges here. Okay, so we just glued the edges so they stop fraying, and that should be fine. Okay, Next, we're gonna take paper and cover this. Okay, so now I'm going to glue these tea bags, used tea bags, down as a border, and then glue this on top because these aren't, I would have used just these, but they're not big enough, so I think you're too bright again. So we have our outside bits done. I have this idea of taking these tea bag pages and putting some leaves on them. I'm gonna try and Mod Podge them on and see how that works. Hopefully this works. Ah, I keep breaking it off. Guess I need to slow down. I cut open some salad bags to use to make this paper, and I think it'll work fine on this too. Remove this and wash it. And we're going to put a weight on this, and that should work, I think. So it worked. They are stuck now with the plastic as an overlay, and I'm going to do the other side too. I've picked out my little label that I want to stick on the front of the book, and I'm just going to trace the corners. I'm just doing a light tracing on the corners so that I glue it in the right place. Otherwise, I can foresee myself gluing it on really crookedly. All right. So I'm just going to flip it over, get my sponge brush, get some Mod Podge, and glue it on. And then I'm just gonna put a book or something heavy on top of it to hold it down while it dries. Okay. Okay, so we are now ready to put these on. These are like protective corners. I'm just taking pliers and squeezing them on. No big deal. These are really easy to put on. At least these ones I have. At least the ones that I have are easy to put on. If I could speak intelligibly, that would be helpful. There we go. Yay! The corners are on. Oh, that's what that is. Here. I have... Silly me, it's still there. Whatever. Tripod leg in the picture. We'll use it to help us. Yeah, so as you can see, this is my inner cover, outer cover, front cover, back cover on the inside. Outside looks like this. And next, once I finish printing off all of the spells that I want to put in the book, then I got to trim the pages so that they actually fit within our little bands here. Because while technically an 8.5 by 11 page folded in half is this size, our paper size has to be smaller than the book in order to slip in here. So we've got to trim down the edges, but we're almost done. And here we go. So typically you would bind the signature, and maybe I'll show you how to do that in another video, but you would go to the center and then punch holes with an awl. Where is it? You would punch holes with an awl here and then take string and then bind it so that it would all stay together. And I could do that loosely with just kind of a single thread, like one loop, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I want to try just putting it in this book loose and see how it goes, because I want to be able to take them out, and I think that there's going to be a lot of stuffed in papers in here and it'll just hold on its own. That's my theory. We shall see if that actually holds up or not, but I'm putting the second signature in first. Yes. Woo, yay! Okay, we're gonna do the third one next. And we'll try and slip it in and see if it works. I think we can do it. I believe we can do it. Yes. My belief has persisted. My belief in my intention is working. little tight, but yeah, it's a little snug, but I think it'll work. Okay, great. Yee! Okay. And then we'll do the last one and then the first one. Okay, this one's fitting in better, I think. Yeah, it's better. Okay, great. Looks like this one's going in number 1. Maybe. We'll see! Yes, okay, got it. Oh my god, it's almost done.